Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Was chasing the beer that circled the lips. Play ball, play ball.
Yeah, you should probably watch that.
Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Laughter Saves Live. All right. Tonight, John LaRocchi will not be here. He's on a mission in Picatinny Arsenal out in Jersey. I think he's teaching a hazmat class. Steve Oliva will not be joining us tonight.
No.
He's out. I think he's in the ocean looking for the shark.
That shark?
He
Yes,
may be out at a Piccadilly nudie bar or something.
We have the very funny Darren Dillon on the show with us today.
How are you? How are you guys
Yes,
doing?
we also got
Welcome back.
John Santo. He'll be talking about airplanes later. And we got Frank Fiella. And Frankie, we'll start off with you tonight. How is it out in Texas? Frankie just came back from Texas.
Texas was great. Big thank you to John Salerno, who handles the Laughter Saves Lives Texas, and his wife Tara for putting up Kathy and me for the week. It was a great time. We had a great show. In addition to doing some nice touristy stuff, we went down to see an improv club 4-day weekend. What a great show! If you're ever down in the Fort Worth area, I highly recommend it.
You look like you had a ball.
And I did a lot of moonshine, some guns, and drinking. What else?
And you got to play your favorite superhero, Spider-Man.
I got to play my favorite superhero, Spider-Man, for the kids.
What
So
kind of
tell us
guns
a little
did you
bit about
have?
that. Tell us a little bit
So
about
the show
that.
was for Heroes, Cops, and Kids, which is a foundation that tries to bridge the gap between the police and the community through superheroes, and that's how they reach out to the kids. So it's a very faith-based, but they buy stuff for the kids. A lot of these kids, they don't have a lot, so they'll buy stuff. But what they said was, I don't have the exact stats because I forgot to bring them. No, they just said that the schools that they've gone to, the grades have gone up substantially since
That's great.
getting involved with the Heroes.
That's
Cops,
great,
and
man.
Kids.
So you must feel good about that. It's great. And Laughter Saves Lives down in Texas.
Laughter
strong.
Saves Lives, so we had
John
a great
Salerno
show.
does a great show.
John is a great
job
guy.
down
He's
there.
great.
I gotta tell you something. He does so much for not just for police, but for military, for really anybody that needs it. But he's very first responder oriented. They have a thing they do once a month. It's called Walk the Bridge, and it's in honor
Yeah,
of.
you walked that, didn't you?
I did. It's in honor of veterans and any first responder that has killed themselves. Mostly the veterans. So you walk the bridge in their honor and try to bring awareness
Wow.
to the suicide. So
That's great.
So I hung out with a bunch of Marines, and so I had a good time.
Nice. And let me tell you, John Salerno does a 3-hour show. We just barely get through an hour. He does a 3-hour show.
He's fantastic.
I was
And,
on
you know
his
what?
show once.
And
It's great.
his friend and his partner Megan King. They do the
Yeah.
show Mad Radio on Wednesdays. So
Yeah, check that out.
So you should check them out. They're
Check that
really
out.
good people.
And Johnny Santo, we had the air show this weekend. We know you were glued to that.
I was
not
there.
that we had the air show. I mean, Jones Beach had the air
Jones
show.
Beach had the air show. It was amazing. I was there. The F-18 Hornet, Super Hornet came by, and they were calling out their airspeeds. They were doing 650 miles an hour, just below the speed of sound.
Wow.
But unfortunately, the little there's like a cloud that forms behind the cockpit as they approach
Chemtrails.
supersonic speed. Not the chemtrail. It's like it's quick. It's like you have to Google it. F-18 going through sound barrier, and it's like a little cloud that forms briefly. And I saw it a few years ago, and you could hear it like through the air, but it didn't do it this time. It was too dry, I think.
Wow.
But then the Thunderbirds came by, and they were fantastic. So that was it was just an amazing show.
Now, was this the first year? I don't really go to the air shows. Was this the first year for the Thunderbirds?
No. The air show's been happening since 2002.
Yes.
And the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels alternate every other year. So the year that the Thunderbirds come, that's always the odd-numbered year, usually. and then the even-numbered year is the Blue Angels. There's a DOD rule that they cannot appear at the same site 2 years in a row.
Sorriest
So that's
thing
why
I
they
did-
alternate.
Sorriest
Oh,
thing I did was start him with these airplanes.
So the Blue Angels is the U.S. Navy flying team and U.S. Marine Corps flying team, and the Thunderbirds is the Air Force flying team. Air Force Thunderbirds use the F-16.
Wow.
Blue Angels use the F-18 Hornets.
Who's better? This guy knows his stuff.
Who's better? They will tell you.
I know what
each-
they will, but
they will.
what do you think?
Well, the Thunderbirds have the F-16, which is a high-performance single-engine jet fighter. Next year, hopefully next year, the Blue Angels will be getting newer F-18 Super Hornets, which will be a bigger wing, bigger, more powerful engines. That's going to be a hell of a show.
That's good. I mean, I say you see him flying around. That's it's
And
great.
the F-18 did like a slow flight as if they were approaching an aircraft carrier landing, which was really cool.
Nice.
So they were calling out all the, like I was near the speaker, so they were calling out all the air speeds and all the
Now, which
signals.
day did you go?
So I went to the practice on Friday.
I heard the secret. If you really want to go and see the show without actually
It's
seeing the
not the
show, is you
full
go.
show. Yeah, you go to the
the
practice.
Friday because there's not so much traffic, and you
There
can
was a
kinda-
lot of, it was packed this year.
packed, yeah.
I usually,
Carte blanche.
Well,
they
well, the
take
kids
him
were
in a
off from
helicopter.
the kids were off from school this year. That's
right,
why.
because that was the
Not enough
unfortunate
snow days.
part. It wasn't enough snow
Right,
days.
yeah.
Because, you know,
Usually
God forbid the
it's-
school should give them any more time off.
Right.
Yeah, listen,
It's
you know.
but the practices they do like an abbreviated show. Like the Thunderbirds only practice for like 25 minutes. It's a 45-minute show.
See, when I have sex with my wife, I just tell her it's an abbreviated.
it's a practice.
It's a practice run. It's abbreviated.
says-
She'll
been
tell you the
abbreviated
Marines
She said
are
it's been
all like-
abbreviated for 25 years. What? Start now.
She'll tell you the Marines are better.
Right, she does.
But people, people complain about the cost of them, and it's like these flights would have to happen anyway. The Air Force pilots and Navy pilots have to fly a certain amount of hours
Right,
per month. So these are training flights that would have occurred anyway. They just put on a show for the people, and it's great.
All right, so that's good. So you enjoyed it. The show's going to get better. We have a special guest.
Well,
on
what about
the
your
show
week,
today.
Pat?
Wait, I got to get to Darren. Well, I forgot to say we have a special guest coming on the show, Chef Paula from Cooking with the Stars.
Nice.
She's going to be there, and she has some treats for us too.
Ooh,
Yes, yes,
Awesome.
some special
Good.
surprise
Starving.
treats. Yes,
Excellent.
And Darren, how was your week, pal?
It was great. I had a great weekend, holiday weekend with the kids and the family. And we went out, did a lot of different things.
Yeah, you always post a lot of nice pictures
Yeah, we went
with your kids and
to. We were
stuff.
actually down by the. where
You
they
were
have-
there?
Yeah, well, we weren't at the show. We went down that night for. They have a couple concerts down there.
yeah, it's
At
great.
Salt Shack or whatever it is. It was a lot of fun. It was cold. Friday night was a little bit chilly.
It was
But Saturday
chilly.
night. Saturday night too was a little bit chilly.
Even during the day, it was
Then
a little chilly down at the beach when I was there for the
Saturday,
show.
well, Saturday I was on the North Shore.
Sunday was hot.
Sunday was beautiful.
Yeah, Saturday was.
But we had a good time. You know, a lot of beach stuff and
Yeah,
running around with
nice.
the kids, getting ice cream. You know how it is. You know.
Oh,
Does
Mr.
anybody?
Softy?
Does anybody?
No,
I like
uh,
Mr. Softy.
Did anybody ever come up to you and think you were Sting?
Yeah. Anyone who's
He does-
under 50 years
He
old.
does look like Sting.
I'm looking at it. I was like,
Anyone
he
under
does
50
Sting
are
on
like, huh?
today. I was meaning to say that the last time on the show. This
So
guy
you were
looks like
lying in
Sting.
fields of gold.
Yes.
I love Sting too, and I never put that
Oh,
together.
I'm sitting there looking at it. I said, this guy looks
Brilliant
like Sting.
observation.
I'm going to have him sing during the show.
No, you don't want that. You don't want that.
The kids enjoyed it, though? They had
They had
fun?
a great time.
That's
a lot
nice.
of fun. You know, running them around, playing.
Nice.
We
Wear
had
them
a
out,
bunch of,
right? You got to
yeah.
wear them out.
We got to. Yesterday, my wife was. She'll talk to anyone, and there were a bunch of gypsies on the beach. Like, kids.
Remember
still,
that?
Like, you're really
The
cute.
gypsies will take you. Remember that when you
Yes,
were kids? Your
yes,
mother
but
would tell
they
you,
were so much
don't
fun,
play
though,
outside. The
these kids.
gypsies will take you.
But the mouths on these kids, 4 and 5
What do
years
you mean,
old,
man?
The gypsy kids?
filthy.
Really?
Oh my God, it's
At
hysterical.
5 years
They're
Oh
gypsies.
my God, there was a
They're
little
gypsies,
boy.
tramps, and thieves.
There's a little boy walking, right?
Hey,
Did
you
they
know
get the
what?
Anyone get the share reference
I
there?
get-
No,
They're
huh?
not gonna
I guess
shut
not.
up.
You know,
I'm listening.
this would be a great segue. And this guy's talking about the kids now. Let's go. What's the segment called again?
We got his segment called "If That Were My Kid."
That were
About
my kids.
Let's segue right into that.
But we
Let's
didn't
do
hear
it.
about your week,
We're
Pat.
talking about
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
I'll
my
tell
week
you the
went
story
out,
later.
Mike.
Okay.
But I'm going
I
to come
cooked
in
and I
every
went
once in a
home.
while, whenever John wants me to, and do a little bit here and there about parenting. You know, it's unsolicited, unprofessional parenting skills, which we were talking about.
Yeah.
So, baby gagoots.
So I have a video. We're going to
Oh,
run
we
the
have a
video.
video
Run a
first?
video.
Real quick video. We're going to watch this and we're going to discuss it and we'll see what everyone thinks.
Yeah,
I'm
just
sure it'll be
check
a good
it out.
time.
This is my son, by the way. All right. So I posted that on Facebook. This was last night at the beach. We'll wrap it up. The minute I put it up, people started inboxing me. Like, how could you do that? That's horrible. What? You know how much bacterias in those machines. There's fecal matter blowing in there.
Oh.
There's more fecal matter on a $20 bill than there is stuffed in your ass. Don't worry about that. All right?
People got nothing better to do.
No, you have to build up their constitution. My son has the strongest constitution you ever want to see. My son's been licking the back of theater seat chairs in auditoriums since he's 2 years old. That's it.
I haven't stopped.
Nothing
Pat
affects
does it,
him.
but that's the porn theater.
I'll tell you, my grandson, that guy puts everything in his mouth.
Everything.
Everything. I
Don't
can't
stop them.
and he's like 15 minutes. I said,
Well, you
no,
don't want
no.
to choke,
Wait,
but don't stop. No,
Yeah, they
you
put
want to build
everything.
up that immunity. I mean, we're raising children. We're raising Vikings, not orchids. They have to learn to deal with that.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess that's a good way
That's
to
a
think
good
about it.
line.
Yeah,
You have to. I mean, my grandfather, 106 years old. That's what he died. 106.
106?
106. Yep. He grew up lower Manhattan, walking through school to himself, by himself, with dead horses in the street. Do you know why there were dead horses in the street?
No, why?
'Cause that's where they died.
Because they didn't lick
And no one
hair
cared.
dryers.
Nobody cleaned up
So
the
my
horse?
mother, my mother was a big advocate. You're sick, you go to school, you get other people
get
sick.
stronger.
Now it's if you fart and it burns, leave the kid home.
My mother, she never let me take off at school. I'd have to
Never.
have my leg hanging off.
That's exactly how my mother was. I think I missed maybe 10 days of school, and I think 6 of which were for wakes.
And a lot of
I
people
went
will
to
say to you,
school.
a lot of people will say, well, you know, you don't want to expose your kids to that. You want to protect them. And I
No.
understand part of it, but yes, unfortunately, kids do get sick and die. That's a horrible thing. My grandfather had 19 brothers and sisters. Only 14 of them survived.
Right.
But those 14, they grew up, kicked the shit out of the Nazis,
Yeah.
came home, started families, loved their families, raised their families, didn't stand up, didn't take shit from bullies,
Right.
and they ate peanuts without fucking complaining.
Right.
My mouth, sorry.
Yes.
That's all right. That's all right.
That's okay. We had Tony F.
Oh my
Tony
God!
F-bomb.
Remember, every 5 minutes we had to change it from
five
mature
words
to
is an
PG to
But
R.
that's what made us stronger.
Yeah.
You know, you can't baby them. In my house, there is no antibacterial soap. There's none of that. The spritz. What is that?
The
You know what? We don't even wash our hands in our
Purell. The
house.
Purell.
Purell.
None of that. That's not there. I'm not having that.
We don't
He's
even
gonna
wash our
grow up
utensils.
And be able to fight this crap off.
Absolutely. You
That's
have
how
to.
it's supposed to be.
Well,
Except though, the only
you know what
exception
is
though is when you don't take your sick kid for Christmas pictures because you don't want to ruin the holidays with a sick
Well, there's
kid. you
different
know.
studies now that come out. I mean, there's a lot of truth to it too. You know, with different hand washing. With
This kid had
you
kennel
know.
cough in J.C. Penney when I'm trying to get the pictures.
Kennel
taken.
cough.
But
It's
some of
like-
them-
Or
and
schnauzer.
they're like running around.
But some of those antibacterial soaps, they do take your skin. I mean, it's not good for probably for
They're
kids.
not good
Well,
for
we had the
doctors even said
pediatrician
It's
in.
not good to use it all the
Remember,
time.
we had the
Yeah,
pediatrician,
yeah.
and he said you really need to. Kids need to be more
Yes.
socialized.
Yes.
That's why
And
they're getting
All this
sick.
shit is useless against the norovirus. The only thing that kills norovirus is a certain formulation of Lysol. It's either 2 or 3, I forget. Look it up. It's on. That's why these outbreaks are happening in the schools with the norovirus and on the cruise ships. The only thing that kills noro is Lysol 2 or 3.
Okay.
So now,
we get-
tell us a little bit about your segment here. What are we getting into?
Well, basically, I'm just going to try and bring to the people who are watching and you guys, and we'll all discuss it, and how I think we should be raising our children. You got to stop coddling them. Got to get them out, move around. You know, my son, he's having fun all the time.
So you don't believe in the participation trophies?
No,
No.
no.
I'm sorry. How old is your son?
I don't have kids. I don't believe in it either. It's
My
crazy.
son is 9, and I have a 13-year-old, and I have a 6-year-old little girls. But yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It really
they have
is.
to fail.
You have to experience losing.
Right. Because when they grow up, they need those tools. My son's not going to walk into his boss's office when he's 25 years old, like, you know, I'm a little uncomfortable, but, you know, I know we're having a birthday cake for Jenny, and I'm allergic to buttercream, so maybe we could have a Nutella spread. No! That's embarrassing.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree.
You know what the
kids,
problem
kids are
is?
babies nowadays. They
Is
really
that
are.
I hate to stereotype anybody, but some of these parents are like the typical like Manhattan clueless. You know, they just sip their Starbucks lattes.
They're
they
book
have no
parents.
idea-
They read it in a
Yeah,
book, so
they
they
have
have to-
no
it
idea
must
what the
be right.
real world is
I'm
like.
not saying I know all the answers,
No.
but I'm just knowing.
Listen, I've been making it up all
Common
along.
sense.
$900
Use common
stroller
sense.
people.
Ridiculous.
Those people. Yeah, ridiculous.
Helmets all the time. No, you got to get hurt. You got to fall and hit your head once in a while. I'm not saying bash it open on the cement floor.
So do you believe in beating your
My mother
kids?
pushed me down the stairs.
Only when they don't listen. No, you know how I discipline them now? And I'm probably gonna have CPS at my house.
That's okay.
They do push-ups.
That's not
You
bad.
don't
Oh,
listen?
that's
Give me
good.
6 push-ups
That's not
right
bad.
now.
My mother used to hit me with the wooden spoon.
Actually, they can't touch you for that. That's official U.S. government policy. All the military
There you
training
go.
is done that way. So
And you know what? They like it.
they can't touch
They're
it. for that.
they starting to like, hey, Dad, I didn't do this. Can I do my push-ups? Go right ahead. The only problem
Have
is,
them do burpees.
yeah, 8 years, they just be big enough to kick my ass.
Right. Little do you realize you're forming a small
like, oh my
army.
God, I'm making a
little
monster.
army. You're going to be.
But you got to give them that structure.
You'll be answering
and
to them.
You want them to, even because I have girls too. I want them to be independent. I want them to be strong. I don't want them to be reliant on anyone else. I don't want them to think, oh, I have to let a man take care of this. But no, that's not what it's about.
See, and I'm showing my daughter that by not taking care of my wife, she'll know that now.
on all levels.
On all levels. I say you don't need a man to take care of you.
Poor Kathy.
Oh, by the way, just real quick, in Texas they gave her a nickname,
What?
Halo, because she's such a saint
Yeah,
dealing
well,
with
she
God.
really. I've seen it. I've seen her in action. She
Yes.
is really good, Kathy.
She does.
And I'm not just saying that because she's watching either, but I really mean it.
She
She's very
comes to
good.
a lot of your
Comes
shows.
to just about every one of my shows.
My wife hasn't been to
That's
a show
torture
in
enough.
years.
That's torture in itself.
Right,
I
especially with
think
some of the other guys on the show.
Well, your kids are older now, so it's
Yeah.
a lot easier. So my kids,
Yeah.
it's hard because.
Okay.
John's
Who's on the
calling.
line?
Oh, we got a call.
No, it's too low. The volume's too low.
Who's that? Oh, look who it is!
He's Skyped in.
Oh my God!
Johnny
He looks like the
L.
Wizard of Oz. Is he on?
Are you talking?
Can you see me?
Yeah, we see you.
Yep.
I
we-
hear you.
Can you hear me? Can
Yes.
you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I feel like I should be giving you Bitcoin while you take your clothes off. This is really creepy.
All right, make it fast.
Come on, we got a show to
Make
do.
it fast. Okay. All right. Let me lower.
Well, make it exciting. Make it
Come
funny.
on,
Don't be
Grandpa.
like, you
Lower
know.
the volume.
Come on, make
He
it
doesn't
funny.
know what funny is.
I don't have any pants on. I'm in my hotel room.
Don't stand up.
I know. I just want.
We're not wearing pants either, John.
Let me just remind you one more time. Don't stand up. We lost him. He's frozen.
Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
there he is.
There he is.
You can tell Frank's on time because the big police car's there.
That's right. That's right.
I want to know when John was on the beach if he wore his Met Speedo. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't wear my Met.
It's like you got the hiccups.
I did not wear my Met Speedo.
John on the beach. John Santo, did you wear your Met Speedo?
I
just said
did not.
no.
I did not.
Are you calling
I got-
from a dial-up? What the hell is going on?
I got a participation trophy because I turned 9.
He looks like Henry Hill in the
Just
witness
because I
protection
heard-
program.
He does.
Somewhere in the side. If he wasn't dead, I would have thought it was Henry Hill.
Everybody loves snacks.
Look at him.
All right.
He's still
Okay.
there?
What is he doing?
I don't know.
John
And then you
LaRocca.
wonder why we run out of time.
Can you call it?
And
He's frozen.
punish John Santo because I want to see him do 9 push-ups. Good night.
Me
Have a
too.
good show. Good night.
You leaving us? You want to
Enjoy
talk?
the
You
show.
want to talk about any of your shows? Talk about your shows coming up.
Just don't stand
Say
up.
good night, John.
All right. Good night, John.
See you later.
John
Good night. I'm
LaRocca.
in my undies.
All right.
Don't stand up.
Good night.
All right.
All right. Somebody click him off, please.
How do we get? How do
You can't click
him
John
off?
off.
Look at him. He's,
He's
fading
fading.
away.
Oh, he faded away.
Yeah,
Faded away.
faded.
Fade to black.
Sort of like the end of the Sopranos. He faded out.
Yeah.
Faded to black.
Well, speaking of upcoming shows, you want to talk about our upcoming shows? You got
We have Saturday. We'll be down in Barnegat.
Barnegat. Okay.
It's me, John Santo, Paul Bond, and is there anybody else coming?
Where is that?
Barnegat,
South
New Jersey. Yeah.
South
I don't
Jersey.
know.
It's a fun show.
That's enough show. Me, you, and Paul Bond, plenty.
They're a great bunch of people over there. Really fun show.
Terrific people.
You're gonna have a ball. You really are.
Good.
Good people. They come to laugh.
I think I have people that might come. They're in Tom's River.
You can't get people to come to the governors. You're going to get them to come
Well,
to
these are
Jersey.
people that never seen him yet.
You know what's funny? It's people. I do a show long distance. They come. I do a show around the block. They don't come.
They're all senior already, right?
No, some people haven't seen me.
And then we
And
have,
then
a
we
show
have one
on,
coming up June 15th.
Now that's a decent lineup. John is on it. Myself, Steve Oliva. But I noticed you're not on it, Pat.
Well, it's a Paul Anthony show.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not
Who
ready.
else you got?
It's a Paul
You're not
Anthony
ready.
show.
Yeah, I see Mick Thomas. Who else? Scott Schendlinger?
Scott Schendlinger, and I don't know who that is in the corner.
John LaRocchia?
No. in
No, the other
bottom
corner, the bottom lower corner.
What was it?
David
Weiss.
Weiss.
David
David
Weiss. Oh,
Weiss.
David Weiss. Good guy.
That's a good
David.
show.
David's a
Yeah.
good
I heard good things. I haven't met him.
Schindling is excellent. Mick Thomas is great. It's going to be a great lineup up until you get to Santo and Faella.
I'm not on the show.
Well, I'm up. I'm in the beginning, just where you get rid of the bad early. You get,
You guys gonna
That's
have fun.
Suffolk
And
Theater. Have you ever done
that's
the Suffolk
River-
Theater?
Suffolk Theater. That's a great,
Yeah.
great
That's
theater.
a great
Looking forward to
venue.
that.
Great
You're gonna have
venue.
fun. Yeah, good. Have a good show, guys.
It's a huge theater.
And what do you
Unbelievable
got?
theater.
Anything coming up, Darren, that you're going to be doing?
Yeah, I'm always at Governor's around. I don't have my club dates with me. They'll be up there. Though.
Okay.
Just chatting
Anyway,
always there.
people can find you on.
Yeah, on Facebook and my fan page, whatever that would be, and I don't know. I'm horrible at promoting myself. Just go to
Well,
Darren
anyway,
Dillon.
if anybody wants to know,
Is that the end of your
on my
segment?
fan page, Darren Dillon is a very funny comedian.
Oh, thank
Check
you.
him out at Governor's or where he is. Check out his fan page.
I got stuff coming up.
I'll help him support himself.
July
he is very funny.
July 4th, I'm going to be launching a new radio network with the Syndicate
Oh,
Radio.
nice.
We have a show called Demented, and I'm also going to be doing a podcast with George Gallo. which we
I
started.
saw you talking about that.
Yeah,
so,
That should be really fun.
Oh,
yeah,
that'll
we're going
be
to be doing
fun.
I've never met
challenges.
George. I've heard some.
George
It's going to be
some
interesting
George
stuff.
stories
Yeah,
about
fun.
he some interesting stuff I heard
He's
about
great.
him.
He's the
great,
best.
George.
He
Yeah,
really
George
is.
Great.
George, I cannot believe the stuff he comes up with off the top of his head.
I can't believe he hasn't gotten murdered. What
Well,
he
that's-
does to
But he's
people.
hilarious.
That's I really. If I win the Powerball, I got to get him like a bodyguard, so that he could really
doesn't
go
need it.
all out.
He knows how to
I'd
diffuse.
feel better if he had a person.
He
with
knows
him.
how to diffuse a situation.
does.
He's super smart.
He really is, and we were at a show, and he picked out a guy who looked like Maud's husband.
I think I remember that.
Who can remember that?
Yes.
And I was like,
His references.
and he knew the name. I don't remember the name. I just remember Maud's husband. I remember what he looks like.
Right.
But he has a situational awareness about him that's like
The guy at
amazing.
the Embassy Diner looks like Maud's husband. Have you ever went to the Embassy Diner? Because I said it one night.
Oh, Maud's husband. He's brilliant. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
he's
no other
great.
way to say it.
He's
So,
great. So I'm
get him
honored
on
to be
the show.
working with him. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of good stuff coming up this summer.
Good.
So is that the end of your segment? Or you got
That's
some
it
more
for
kids
now.
that you want to talk
That's
about?
it. I mean,
it
I
for
have
now.
other stuff,
So
but
we-
we're going to stretch it out. We're going to
Yeah.
just whet your appetite, and I'll be
Stretch it
back.
out. And we're going to bring up our guests soon. But let's do the MCM Duck commercial, and then we're going to do Life Fact
You
right
want to do the
after.
commercial?
Do the MCM Duck commercial for us. Come
Which
on.
voice should I do it as this week?
Whatever voice makes it funny.
Maud's husband.
Don't do
I can't
Trump.
Maud's
Don't do
husband.
Trump.
No Trump. How about Silvio Dante from The Sopranos? Haven't done
Silvio.
him. Yeah, Silvio.
Oh, wow.
It's on. Pull up the MCM Duck commercial.
Yeah, it's over there. So MC and duck cleaning. Matt's a good guy. We use him at the Buddha Bing. He cleans out the ducks. He cleans your ducks. Hence the name, MC and Duck Cleaning. Give him a call, 631-885-5736. All right?
It's very important.
Couldn't get it memorized.
Listen, it's very important to clean your ducks.
Very important.
We did a great commercial for Matt for the duck. We're going to get it on before Christmas.
Yes.
It's a fun commercial. We did a great job. And hopefully you guys get to see it. Matt's a great guy. If you need, and this is the time of the year, your air conditioned ducks,
Yes.
clean them out,
Clean
Get
'em
that
out.
cleaned out.
bacteria and everything.
Yeah, and
Go
you don't
to
want your
Matt.
kids
He's a great
inhaling
guy.
that bacteria.
No.
What did I just say?
That's right.
Well,
Well, yeah, but the shit that my
they're
wife
not
cleaned
they're
out
not
of our
blow
air
drying their hair
conditioner.
with it.
I don't have central air, but she cleaned out some pretty nasty shit.
Send your kids up into those ducks with a cotton swab.
There you
It'll
go.
be Fine.
Just cover them with
That's it.
cotton.
That's what I
let
do in
them-
my
let them
house.
go
Get up
through.
there.
Yeah, wrap them up.
You want to be cool? Clean it out.
All right, Darren.
I just want to take 1 second.
Thanks for having Darren on the show.
Thank you for having
we got
me.
Life Fact.
Can't wait to be back.
All right.
Are
And
you
we're
gonna
going to
do
bring
Life
out our
Fact?
next guest now.
I
after
just
this
want to
Life
say
Fact.
happy
Life Fact,
birthday to
wait,
my
before-
sister Lorraine.
Before we
She's
run the
watching.
Life Fact,
We got the whole time. to talk
26
Oh, I did it
lives
now.
are up to. They just saved the 26th life back.
about it. Okay.
Roll the commercial.
Parents, please listen. This is a LifeVac. It's easy to use and can save a life in an airway emergency. LifeVac is proven to save lives, and it's as simple as place, push, pull. I've had one in my kitchen and one in my car for years, and you should have one in yours. Choking is a leading cause of death. 5,000 people a year die from choking, 1 child every 5 days, and it can happen in just 4 minutes. There's no time to wait. If you have children in your home, please consider your LifeVac today.
All right, we're back at Laughter Saves Live with our very
That's not
intelligent.
Darren Dillon anymore.
Right.
Look at this. She got a chef. She put a chef uniform.
Right.
on.
Now, is it supposed to be pink or did you
Paula
put it in the wash
Gottlieb
like-
Herman,
The one and only, Jen.
the chef. I met her at a culinary event, and she interviewed me a couple times. I never got on the site. Probably wasn't a good interview, but she interviewed me, and she's great. Her and her husband, Mike. They're terrific people, and that's why I want to have her on the show. She has a very interesting life. And how you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. I just finished 115 after-school cooking classes since September. So all I can say is, wow.
Wow, that's great. I like that you're teaching the kids. But before we get to that, I want to really get into how you got you. I've seen your bio. You were on NBC.
She was on the Today Show.
Yeah, tell us
How
how
do
you
you go
got
from
it.
the Today Show to here?
Well, this is like the Today Show. It's the Tonight Show.
Listen, it's a good
It's sort of like when you're a really big, famous person, you end up on a reality show. It's the same.
Same thing.
right?
Well, how long ago were you on the Today Show? How long was that transition from that to here?
a long ways.
Long
So,
ways.
but I say it like this: it was part of who I am today. Was in great measure because of all those years spending 80 hours a week in the trenches, working for Sunday Today, Weekend Today, Nightly News, Meet the Press.
Meet the Press?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was a news girl.
But we're bigger than all those shows, is what I'm
Right.
saying.
You got listen. More importantly, you are doing your own thing, and it's very, very different when you're working for.
And we're the only ones watching it.
Exactly. There you go.
No, we've got 10 million viewers.
You got
10.
More
Got 10
import-
people watch.
More
Well, one just left,
importantly,
9.
you get to be able to call your own shots. It's very different when you're working in a network, when there's all kinds of compliance issues and whatnot. So, getting into NBC was a challenge. But I was telling Pat, I got into NBC in a very, very, I guess, kind of behind the scenes kind of way. Most people do resumes, pound the pavement, do your bit. That wasn't working. Getting in there was so difficult, but it took one afternoon at a soul food restaurant in Manhattan with my father. We're sitting eating some great, great food with our fingers, enjoying. Next thing I know, a young boy roller skates into the restaurant, and he sits by himself. And I'm counting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm like, you know what? This kid's a latchkey kid. I wonder if I can invite him to have lunch with Dad and I. It may sound a little odd, but what the hell? So I asked my father, would it be okay if I asked that young boy to come and join us? And my father didn't say no. You know, he indulged me. I brought the kid over, and it turns out that in the conversation, his mother used to be an attorney for NBC, and her best friend was the head of programming. Hello!
That's it.
Right
see?
place at the right time.
At the right time.
Dude, how many years have been
What you
at the
put
same
out is what you get back.
Lorne Michaels,
Just
awesome.
hoping to
keep
get
yourself
discovered.
So
open.
John, you
The
should
universe-
go- John, you should go
universe
for soul
always
food with your
delivers.
wife. Maybe you get onto the.
I've been eating at the
Saturday
same
Night Live.
coffee shop that Lorne Michaels goes to, hoping to get this on SNL.
So
That's awesome.
So you were on.
That's a great-
So you did some food stuff on there.
Yes, now you want to talk about, you guys are hysterical, and I so appreciate that. I was a fairly green producer when I did a segment on, and you were mentioning it, fugu. Fugu is Japanese blowfish. Can only be taken care of by somebody who has at least 10 years of experience. Each blowfish has tetrodotoxin. It has a poisonous sac that if you don't take care of it properly, you can poison yourself.
I don't like it already.
The emperor from Japan, by imperial law, is bound. He could never eat it.
Why?
Because
he could be poisoned.
If someone doesn't do the right thing, it's game over.
And it's like one of the most expensive fishes. Right?
Incredibly expensive, and I found this restaurant in Manhattan that served it. And Al Roker was my reporter, and those days he was a big, big guy. And
Yeah.
He loved his sushi. He loved any kind of fish. So it was my privilege to be able to do a segment with him. We get to the restaurant, my crew and I, the night before to kind of set things up, which you guys know how that feels. And all I can say is I have a shellfish allergy. And under the best of circumstances, my lips could blow up. But I had never tested myself on fugu. And I was a green producer, and I didn't know that when someone gives you a $250 plate of food, it's okay to say, you know what, I don't think so. But because of Japanese culture, I didn't want the gentleman to lose face who owned the restaurant. I didn't want to jeopardize my shoot. I didn't want to make Al, upset. So I ended up eating fugu. Not quite clear how it was going to impact me. And if things didn't go terribly well, in 20 minutes of digesting it, my lips could have blown up. I would get a little tingly, which is the first sign you're having a problem. But it also is the same kind of signal that you get from eating the little garnish called ponzu sauce. Ponzu gives you that nice little fire in the mouth. So sometimes the cachet is, am I being poisoned by fugu, or is it just the ponzu? Not quite clear. So at the end of my night that night, I took a limousine home back to Brooklyn, and I said to the driver, "You may never have heard this before, but I may have a health problem in 20 minutes. I need you to constantly look back at the mirror, and see that I'm doing okay. Make sure that I'm breathing, because the next step for me is to have you take me to the hospital." So luckily, I made it to Brooklyn fine. Got to NBC the next morning. Told all the producers, "Guys, look what I had to do. Oh my God!" And they said, "Are you a moron? What do you mean you ate fugu?" I said, "You mean I could have said no?" They said, "Absolutely."
Have the chicken teriyaki.
Nobody would have done that. So here's what happened.
I ate fugu and my stomach blew up.
So Al Roker. Al
You ate
Roker,
fugu and now you're a fat guy.
Al Roker, the next day we do our actual shoot. That was just to kind of spot everything and get things going for a site visit. Al now is eating fugu and tasting people's fugu from different guests. A little from you, and a little from you, and a little from you. And I'm calculating in my head, holy crap, this is like a little bit, excessive. So he ate. We went back to the studio, and it's about 11:40, and he just did the news. He was doing the weather for local weather, and I sent him a little message, and I said, "Al, you ate a lot of fugu tonight. Are you okay?" And he writes back, "Except for the numbness and the tingling in my dot, 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 dot." I'm like, "What? Are you okay?" He goes, "Gotcha."
Is it that good that it's worth the risk?
You know what?
I'd rather have the chicken teriyaki.
So
I gotta be honest with you.
I wouldn't eat it. I used to know about it years ago. I wouldn't eat it. And it's
I
supposed to
take
be
that
so
risk every
expensive.
time my wife makes dinner, so I'm in.
Beautiful. They make it look like a crane and different kinds of beautiful animals and different kinds of symbols. So it's the cachet of it, taking a fluke-like fish, beautiful, a white fish, and just making it look incredible, and knowing that you're kind of living on the edge.
I'll just take a picture of it.
I wonder if the Secret Service would even let me have it.
I'll just
would
walk
you
the
let me have
train
it?
track.
And you,
I don't eat
That's the third
sushi.
rail.
I love sushi.
And you work
I
with-
don't like anything that's not cooked.
You work with Martha Stewart too, huh?
So I did behind the scenes for Martha Stewart, for Paul Prudhomme. I was a foodie even then because of my dad. My dad was a huge influence on me, and I learned to read with his Gourmet and Bon Appetit magazine. And so anything food was definitely our language.
Now you became a chef before you were on TV. Were you a chef before you got that?
I became a chef. I left NBC in 1993. GE had bought the company.
Oh, yeah.
I hung on about a year longer than many of my friends did, but eventually my time came, and my job was eliminated. So the time that happened, number one, it was certainly a sucker punch. But more importantly, my dad needed me because at the same exact time his health began to decline.
Oh.
So I was working 80 hours a week, 6 and 7 days a week. My dad needed me. Now it was a matter of being able to be at home and really help him get his health back on track.
Yeah.
So I literally became Chef Paula after my dad had passed. And it was a way for me to honor his memory because I actually, during my dad's funeral, a piece of advice was given to me, which I completely absorbed, which is the best way to honor somebody's memory is to keep alive traditions that were important to them. And so since Dad was a foodie, I pass along the same love and attention to detail and passion that he did for me.
Now, did you go to school for it?
Not in the same way that I don't have a CIA, degree.
Right. I didn't
from
either. I
Harvard.
came in working in the
So
kitchen.
I was going to
answer
ask you
is
about that.
Rachel Ray and
yeah.
Martha Stewart and Chef Pat and I, same kind of school. I mean, certainly I did take classes. Am I a certified chef? No, I am a private chef.
Yeah.
I make some kick-ass food. I love to work with my clients, but more than anything else, I want to teach my clients. So I'm doing cooking workshops and after-school programs. Bankers are hiring me now. Realtors are hiring me. We do every permutation from 3 to 83. So anybody wants to play with food and learn and do hands-on, I'm your girl.
So now you took the concept from being in TV and cooking, and then you became up with Cooking with the Stars.
Exactly. So Cooking
Now-
with Stars really is meant to, in the fullest rollout, is to have me cooking with some celebrities. I want to be able to be a
That's
fly-
why you
a
came
fly
and met
on-
me.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
And let me tell you, this man makes the most amazing cavatelli. Right? Cavatelli
Meatballs.
with,
Cavadilles.
with your beautiful shallot
My
sauce.
wife ate all the leftover meatballs that I brought home from the gala.
Love it.
She ate them all. I'm like, what? You ate them all?
It's so
I filed for divorce right there.
I hear you. So when doing any of these events, I just want people who want to play with the food and just be able to be hands-on. So Cooking with Stars, in essence, is a way for me to be a fly on the wall, possibly to have some celebrities cooking with me. I want to learn what kind of legacy recipes they have, what was passed down to them, what are they passing down to their families as well.
Now,
That's the fullest role.
have you got any celebrities to do any?
I have done, I mean, last year in particular, I interviewed Darryl Strawberry. I had an exclusive on him. Hulk Hogan. I was only one of 2 interviews allowed to interview Hulk at Pink Tie last year.
Oh, you were at Pink Tie last year?
Yes,
I was there.
I'll be.
Oh, you'll be there.
I'll be there to
doing
June.
it. Yeah, she does a lot of
10th.
charities.
Yes.
She
June
goes-
10th.
Yes,
I'll
I'll
be
be there.
doing. In fact, come up. Come and meet me at the pink carpet. I'll do a little Cooking Stars interview.
Now, have you ever? Now, do you do this on radio ever?
I've been guest on radio.
Because if
never
you
from my
do
own
it on
show.
radio, I have 50 A-list celebrities that I can get you.
Serious.
Yeah.
Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, he does impersonation.
I do impersonations.
Hey,
So if we
I'm
do it
in.
on the radio,
I'm with you.
oh, yes,
I
I love
got it.
Paula's
I-
cooking. It was fantastic.
I love it.
And they'll
I
never know
love
the
it.
difference.
I think that would be. Listen, I used to work with Arnold, so
It would be
I
fantastic.
got a good Arnold story.
Oh, I love to
Now,
hear
when you
it.
do the personal chef, like I know it's kind of getting big now. Like I have a friend of mine that's doing it. He has someone come in. She prepares, I think it's 10 meals. It's like, and then she tells them I need healthy or whatever.
I gotcha.
And you do that kind of stuff, or you just do strictly for.
I have been begged to do that, but you know what? My life at this point, thankfully, is so chock full of me catering to all the kids. I'm working now. I have 10 programs in elementary schools. I'm doing 2 JCCs, and I'm doing a special needs organization where I teach kids and adults to cook life skills. So right now, with 13 programs running, I can't be somebody's private chef to be able to make their meals.
Right.
But I can be hired to be able to teach them how to do it. You know, it's like a matter of teaching a man to fish.
Literally.
Literally and figuratively.
Now, the other thing is you're going to be in the hospitality ball.
Yes, June 24th.
And what is the hospitality?
What's the hospitality?
So the
ball?
hospitality ball, I would say, which one of their slogans is the best fun you'll have with your clothes on, and it's going to be at Crest Hollow Country Club. The proceeds from the night goes to the Carol M. Baldwin Breast Cancer Research Fund. So Alec Baldwin and Billy Baldwin, and sometimes their sister will come and talk about their mom because she had breast cancer. And it's an incredible night where we're bringing together the tops of hospitality, whether it's beverage or food. And as a chef, I get to come around all the different vendors that I choose to interview, kind of get a sense about what they're making, why they're doing what they're doing, do a little promotion on the restaurant. Because let's be honest about it, you can't have an event that top tier and have it be where we have to pay for the food. These guys are huge heroes, Pat. I mean, what you guys do is incredible.
Well, not me.
No, what you did at the Culinary Delights is the same thing.
Well, I don't consider that as a hero, but thank you.
You
anyway.
are a hero.
Well, do you
because
ever
were
make a
feeding-
hero?
You were feeding people.
Now, as a chef, do you cringe? Because I'm one of those guys who will take things and just dip it in all different other stuff. Are you one of those that? Oh my God, you
Is
can't
that a
do
segue you want to
No,
do?
not,
gotta
no.
tell ya.
I will take anything and dip it in something else and.
I will start with a recipe in the purest way it was meant to be done. But I got to tell you, it only takes one time for me to realize how off it really is and how I can zhuzh it up and twist it and turn it and kind of make it my own. So some of the recipes are my own from the inception, but some of them aren't. And I love that. I can put my little spin on it and make it my own.
Well, I think
Are you an
calamari-
author? Did you write any cookbooks? Because one thing
I
I always
have not yet.
One thing I always wondered is how is a cookbook not considered plagiarized? I mean, how many different ways are there to make?
Technically, if you can change at least 3 ingredients in a recipe, it is classified as another recipe. So
Really?
give yourself three things to differentiate yourself.
It's interesting.
I think you're going to be okay.
Because I always wondered that. Like, take
Well,
somebody
can you
else's
change
recipe and say
a quarter
Wonder
cup
no
to a
more.
half
It's
a
like
cup?
somebody taking somebody
It's
else's
sort of like taking jokes off the internet.
We know a few of those out there.
We do.
But yeah, so
This stuff smells
So now let's-
fantastic.
So let's talk about what we have here.
well, you know what? Let's do that. Let's talk about what did you make us here tonight?
So I call this Chef Paula's Tuscan white bean dip. So it is cannellini beans, which is white beans, kidney beans from Italy. olive oil, good olive oil.
Wait, how did you say the name of the bean?
Cannellini.
I thought it was cannelloni.
Cannellini.
No, it's cannellini.
I've been saying it wrong all these years.
Oh, you're not
I don't
really
think that you're really
Italian.
Italian,
You can say white kidney beans.
Okay.
It's white kidney
You're like
beans.
LaRocchi.
Say it one more
Right,
time.
right.
for a second,
LaRocchi
yeah?
eats at the Olive Garden.
Right.
Cannellini. Cannellini beans, really good garlic, terrific extra virgin olive oil, EVOO. Thank you, Rachel.
I hate when she.
I know, I do too, but just
You what?
a little dig.
I always hated when she did it. Yes, that was
So,
a good one.
extra virgin olive oil, garlic, freshly squeezed lemon juice, some salt, some pepper, and what really gives it a beautiful
It's like a hummus.
color.
It's Italian
Are
hummus.
you going to
Italian
cook
hummus.
something here in the
There you
studio?
go.
Because could it be any hotter? I mean, it's like
Actually,
you could
if
broil
if
something
if
in
you
here.
see that I'm actually getting a little dewy, I'm hearing
Well,
you.
you know, we're trying to.
Now, we were talking about boosting the immune system. I am a garlic girl. I don't do a lot of salt and pepper. I just don't think it's necessary. So I do a lot of garlic, crushed black peppers in there, lemon juice. And I still have a little sample.
I
And
ask
so
you
I've
this?
got carrots, I've got sugar snaps, and some pretzel chips.
Can I just ask you one question?
Please.
The carrot that fell on the floor before we went on the air,
Tossed it out.
it's not in here.
God.
You know what?
Did
You'll
you
never
see me
know.
wearing
I don't like
gloves?
eating stuff
Did
off
you
the
see
counter.
me
John,
wearing
you'll never know,
gloves?
so what's the
Hey,
difference?
I was wearing gloves. I did everything
Yeah,
right.
they're all safe, John. Why'd you go for the carrots first?
Yeah, I think I'll go for the pretzel.
I wore gloves, people.
All right, so who's going to be the first?
Come on, come on,
victim?
come on.
I'll
Sure,
definitely
guess. You
try-
go- yeah, you
I'll
go
get-
ahead.
I will
Pigs.
try it. Notice I didn't eat the healthy stuff,
Right.
but I like
My-
hummus. and
my
this
wife
is like
will
an
yell at me
Italian
for going
hummus.
off my
It is
diet.
Same
Italian
ingredients as hummus.
Absolutely. Except there's no tahini.
Pass it down,
in it.
Patty.
How is it?
I cracked a tooth.
we
on-
gotta
I
s-
cracked. Listen,
Hey!
I cracked a tooth
Crack the
last
tooth
night.
on her hummus?
Oh,
That's
no.
I cracked a tooth last night on ice cream.
Oh, no.
Ice cream?
It was Rocky Road.
No, it was the chocolate chip.
Oh, that's
And I
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Good.
but this is really good.
excellent.
That makes carrots actually enjoyable.
Exactly.
I'm not going to double dip.
That I will
Why
tell
not?
you, when I do
We're
my
friends.
after-school classes,
Have a
God.
carrot, John.
I have parents blown
Darren,
away.
try some.
Please, please.
Yeah, please.
Darren is still here.
I have parents
Free food.
blown
He's
away
being quiet.
that I get kids to eat vegetables.
I'll eat a little healthy. What's
Oh my
sugar?
God.
I get
That's
kids
so
to
good.
eat broccoli, black beans. I get kids to eat tomatoes, Brussels sprouts, asparagus.
Tastes a little bit
Now-
like pesto.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
it's so
exactly.
good,
There's a lot.
yeah.
There's
So
a lot.
good.
There's a lot in there that really does
my
make
God.
pesto.
This is good.
My daughter likes to cook. She's 13.
Oh,
I haven't had sugar
beautiful.
She likes
in
to
a
cook,
long
so-
time. I like
That's
these.
so good.
And she
Thank
loves
you.
hummus. You're gonna share this
I
recipe
will
with us?
share it with you guys.
He's taking
oh,
it away.
Absolutely, totally. I will
Darren
share it
just
with
stole
you
it
guys.
from us.
All right,
That's
I'm
so
going
good.
in too.
No, no joke. It really is delicious.
Really
Right,
is
John's
good.
just gonna eat the pretzels without the dip.
You double dip, John.
No,
But
Love it, he should.
It's
Oh my
among
God.
friends.
Right.
Look at this.
that's good.
It tastes like pesto hummus.
Exactly.
So good.
Thank
It's
you.
better because I don't like pesto. That's
I love
delicious.
pesto. I had pesto the other night with fusilli. It was
I
phenomenal.
love pesto.
Because I'm in schools, I need to do. Hello.
We need the life vac over
Right?
here. Get the life vac.
I need to do things not free.
Yeah, this is unopened.
Isn't that open?
Oh yeah, save yourself.
Thank you. I'm good.
Do we have a
I
life
just
back?
ate on the wrong-
I just said, do we have a
good.
life vac?
I just ate on the top side that I
Anyway.
cracked the tooth on.
So
As you know,
I
I'm not
need to do
afraid to
things
go
that,
back.
that's nut free. So most pestos, will have pinoli nuts in there. So I came up with a recipe that's spinach and basil, lemon juice, garlic, Parmigiano Reggiano, salt, pepper. No need for the pinolis, and I don't miss it.
I love
I don't miss
pinoli's. I love that though. In the pet. It's
Listen,
so good.
in schools I can't do it.
What's wrong with the pinoli?
So,
It just
Oh, for
it's
nut
an
allergies?
for the, yeah.
I can't do nuts. I can't really do
So,
sweets.
what
How come everybody
celebrity?
get nut allergies also? When we were kids, nobody had nut allergies.
We're
Yeah,
married.
no.
Every woman in the world has one.
Yeah.
I think it's the environment.
Now, what?
Everybody has a nut allergy.
What?
Everybody's allergic to gluten, nuts,
I
everything.
know. Believe me.
What?
Pretty soon I'm gonna be out of a job. That's all I cook with is
I
gluten.
What
heard
did I
that
just
in-
tell you 20 minutes ago?
You might be right,
Of
Darren.
course I'm right. I'm a genius.
I heard in Israel, if a kid has a peanut allergy, they give them small amounts of peanut
That's
soup.
well,
Yes,
when we had the
right.
when we had the
The
pediatrician on. He
pediatrician
said
on,
that.
right.
That's
Darren
how.
might be onto
It's being
something.
done here also. Even
Wait a second, because when I said that, you guys all.
No, it's true.
Well,
It is true.
he's an expert on this.
Oh.
They don't like
Anyway,
this.
what celebrity
He has a
that you
segue,
worked
you know.
with? What was the favorite recipe that you got from
See, that's the thing. I can tell you one of my favorite stories. It was
Okay.
actually Hulk Hogan. Last year,
Thunderlips.
at the pink tie, pink carpet, initially 4 of us would be given the opportunity to be able to interview Hulk. Somehow or other, between the time that I arrived really early until the time that he came, his handlers said, okay, it goes from 4 people to 2 people. Luckily for me, Elisa Di Stefano, who was the co-MC of the event, came late. So I got the second interview. It was 2 interviews in total. And it was a matter of being on the pink carpet and having someone say, okay, you. Okay, I made the cut, no problem. All of a sudden, I was like, okay, not you. Thankfully, I'm still in. So when I interviewed Hulk, here I have an icon right in front of me. And I could ask him all kinds of questions, but I wanted to really get a sense about, what kind of food does he eat? When he was training, that's a big 300-pound body. What kind of food did you eat?
Well, let us know what kind of food.
Okay. He said,
Tell us.
Go to Cooking with Stars. It's right there. So I had 2 minutes with him, and he eats a lot of organic stuff now. He said he doesn't like going to restaurants anymore because his wife cooks organically, and he really eats well. He says, there was a time in my life I had a problem with Burger King. He says, but now he eats really well. And I asked him if he'd give me a piece of advice to young people who are looking to, really get their lives going and to be able to believe that it's possible to do anything. What kind of advice would you give? And he said, say your prayers, believe in yourself, train, and there was a fourth one. Michael, you remember with them? And take your vitamins. Anyway, so
Flintstone vitamins?
He was awesome in Rocky III.
he was in Rocky III.
Hey, you were pretty rough.
So you
on
see,
me
Pat,
out
you could
there.
be 300 pounds
But
and look like the
it's
Hulk.
funny because he had bodyguards that were so much
My cousin used to
littler
train
than
him.
me.
My cousin used to train him. He was his personal
I
trainer.
said he had bodyguards that flanked me on the pink carpet. I had one guy to my left, one guy to my right. Here he is, like 6'7", 300 pounds. And, he certainly can still, I'm sure take somebody out.
Right.
But these guys were definitely protecting their
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's great. And you can get that interview on Cooking with the Stars?
It's already there.
Wow.
If you go to cookingwithstars.com and there's like a right sidebar and it will say pink tie. My husband Michael put together a custom player.
My interview's not on there, but Hulk Hogan's is, so
Well,
check
but
it
you
out.
wouldn't be on pink tie. Yours would be
Oh my
on
God.
Culinary Delights.
By
For
the way,
God's
our
sake.
our boss and the founder of the show
Yeah.
says great guest
Aw,
in the comments.
thank
I
you,
agree, right? Is
thank
this one of the best
you.
guests?
Thanks a lot.
Why? Because you bought us food?
Not just because you fed us.
I'm sure
Even if you didn't feed
it
us.
didn't hurt.
It didn't hurt, but no, this is really interesting stuff.
Listen, I got some good stuff, guys. If anytime you want me to come back, we can kind of work out
Yeah,
my schedule.
you might end
You
up
know
taking
what?
you might end up taking our job.
I'm having about 50 people over on Saturday. I'm sure they would love to be interviewed
Well,
on how to
Saturday
grill.
I'm doing a Harry Potter party on Saturday.
Well, let's get into what you're cooking with the kids. I like to hear
That's
about
the
that.
best. So, 14 years ago, I started a company which I still own, but because I've become more than Lil Chefs, I wanted to be able to have a much broader name. So about 4 or 5 years ago, I changed it from lilchefs.com special events to Cooking with Stars. And so I teach kids from as little as age 3 up to really 83. And so I teach in schools. I am also teaching after-school programs. I'm teaching at camps. I'm teaching at special needs organizations. And nothing gives me more joy than seeing people so confident after me showing them how to do certain things.
And what's it called? Cooking with the
Cooking,
kids?
Cooking with Stars.
That's a
Just Cooking with Stars.
Oh, it's stars.
Yep, Cooking with Stars.
But,
People
how do-
keep saying
how do-
"Duh,"
I wrote down with the
Cooking-
kids.
Cooking
No,
with
but
Stars.
how does the kids? No, he's talking about your program that you teach the kids.
So Cooking with Stars has two prongs basically to my business. One of them where I do the actual cooking classes and workshops and events for adults and children, but it's also having me be able to again do all these great charity events. I have my little flag microphone. I go to all these great events, and I broadcast from there. We do a blog, we do photography, we do video, and the goal is to be able to shine a light on amazing charities and people who are doing great things here on Long Island.
How can somebody, before we forget, how can somebody get in touch with you?
So many ways.
Telephone.
I will give you my office number. My office number works. My office number is 516-338-0552.
Type that in.
My Paula at cookingwithstars.com is my email. And they can certainly look at me on my Cooking with Stars Facebook page. We do have a YouTube, which we're launching. Instagram is going to be next.
Okay.
And so little by little.
Do you have a
we're out
regular
there.
website that they
So
can?
cookingwithstars.com.
Cookingwithstars.com.
You might have a new
Exactly.
student.
I
You
would
teach
love
you teach
that.
how to do airline pilots how to cook. Huh?
I can do that. Let me tell you something. This summer, I work with a group called Kids Need More. And every summer, it's called Camp Adventure. And they put together a program where all year long, they put together all of these fundraising campaigns to help kids with cancer or their siblings go to summer camp. And last summer, I taught 9 classes to 155 kids, all either with cancer now or in the past or a sibling of. This summer, I'm doing the same thing, and there are some pilots that literally on their own nickel will fly children to the camp from their homes if they're too sick to go on the buses. So I will do anything for that organization.
Wow.
So
What's the name of that organization?
It's called Kids Need More.
Kids Needs More. There's also a company, organization called the Corporate Angel Network, and they fly. They take unused seats on business jets.
Got it.
They mostly fly cancer patients to treatment centers, but I'm sure they would do this too.
It is incredible.
And
I
what-
met
what
some
was
of the
that one?
pilots. Kids Need More, and it's called Camp Adventure, and it will be happening this August 19th to the 25th.
August 19th. That's my birthday.
What
And National Aviation Day.
now? Since we were talking about teaching the kids and people how to cook, what kind of dishes do you? What do you teach them? Fundamentals
all right,
or?
I'm teaching the kids, number one, to be able to not be afraid to experiment. I love when a kid looks at my menu. I have what we call Chef Bob. He is a menu board. I create the inserts every single day, and I'll put the tools of the week that we're going to be learning how to work with. I'll put a holiday that we're going to celebrate. May happens to be National Strawberry Month. So when I finished really strong last week at my classes, I did a recipe that had some strawberries in it. So they'll know what they're celebrating, how to be able to do the recipe with all the different ingredients and the tools. So I love to be able to make pasta with the kids, and really good pasta. I love to make quesadillas with the children. I love to make spiralized salads with the kids. I do things that are very, very produce driven. And when parents say to me, how did you get my kid to eat black beans or Brussels sprouts, asparagus? I mean, kids don't normally like those things.
Wrap it
but
in bacon.
because- You can, but because of the way I prepare it and the fact that they're actually touching the tools, they're working with the produce, there's an ownership of it. These kids have a connection to it. If you just give Junior a plate of food and say, here, eat this, they're going to push it away. It's a
Right.
control thing. But having them go to a farmer's market with mom or the produce section of a supermarket and have them wash it, touch it.
Now,
gold.
as part of that, do you take them to the supermarket, teach them how to shop?
I honestly, that is one thing I really want to build in. You are 100% right. There's so many little tricks that you can actually do at the supermarket to be able to get the best quality. So you're right.
Can I ask you a Today Show question? I find the people that show up in the morning there from out of town extremely irritating. And I had to walk through that area to get to a conference one time, and it was like 7 a.m., which means I was on like a 5:30 LIRR train, which means I was up at 4:30. They are very irritating. They're too perky in the
Let
morning.
me say this.
I want to smack every one of them in the face.
What happens when you
That's a New Yorker.
you have an hour-long lunch and it's now Christmas time? The 30 Rock Christmas tree has been lit.
Right.
You have everyone and their mother, father, grandparent has now descended.
Oh, no. If you're from New York, you cut the line.
Yeah, right.
Oh, totally. You just
Please,
show them a
are you
license.
kidding me? I'm like, come on, people, let's go.
no,
I'm on lunch.
The tourists and New Yorkers are two different lines when I'm mayor.
Well, I'll tell you, Paul.
I go right up to the front. What are they going to do?
We have
We're New Yorkers.
we have a few minutes left, and I wanted to thank you for coming on.
yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Great
guys.
guest.
I would love to
Oh,
be
I'm
here.
sorry,
and
it was a
thank you for this
correction.
Yes.
sip. It was delicious.
Oh, my pleasure.
Darren
great.
was the great guest. You were just okay.
Says
No, I'm
who?
kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, he said Darren.
Hey.
Darren was good too.
You feed him, Darren. Go ahead.
No, we're kidding. We're kidding.
you
We're
were
kidding. No, you were really awesome.
were great.
This was awesome having you. And not just even if you didn't feed us, we'd still say that.
Listen,
This was really
This was
cool.
very
It's my
informative.
pleasure.
We had it was a fun
Excellent.
show. Thanks for
great,
coming
guys.
on.
Thank
And
you
Darren,
so
too, you
much.
are a great guy. You're always great when you come on,
Oh,
Darren.
thank you.
That was
So
awesome,
we have a
guys.
lot of fun with you. You're a cool guy.
That's
And
beautiful.
you look like
Thank
Sting. You
so
look like we have
much.
celebrities
He
on.
does, no joke.
I can't believe I ever saw that before.
I saw that too.
That's how you know we're getting old.
Incredible.
Next week, Darren's going to sing for us.
Woo-hoo. That's awesome.
But we got the police in here.
Oh, good one. That's so rare that you come up with a good zing.
Hey, you know
Right.
what? We forgot to
Oh,
talk.
and with him being a chef, rare.
She learns quick.
Well done.
Before we close out, how many minutes?
boy.
We got 2 minutes? 2 minutes before we close out, I wanted to talk about the passing of Bart Starr and Bill Buckner.
Bill
Bill
Buckner.
Buckner. Bart Starr, I didn't know as much about. I know he won 5 or 6 championships. He was a great quarterback. But Bill Buckner, as a Met fan, it was
He's your guy's
sad.
hero, right? He's every Mets fan's hero.
Hero, but the guy was remembered for the wrong things.
Yeah,
He was
He
a
was a great
solid
athlete.
ball player and a good guy.
You know, he and Mookie Wilson became very close friends over the next 30 years.
They became
said,
tight, yeah.
I love
didn't-
Mookie
I didn't
Wilson.
even
He's
know he
such
was
a nice-
sick because they had a thing on MLB with them together. It's just a sad thing that he was remembered for the wrong things
Yeah.
instead
Wrong
of the right
thing.
things.
You
And
do
rest
everything
in
right,
peace,
like Amelia Earhart. She was a phenomenal aviator.
That was
Right.
McNamara.
Chris, one plane, and that's all they remember.
That's all they remember.
First of all, Mookie would have beat that out, and McNamara should have never had Buckner at first base.
And that just tied it. That tied the game too.
Yeah.
Right, that's
Right,
just
it
tied.
tied it. Yeah,
and they
yeah.
had another game after it,
And
too.
you're right. Buckner should not have been in the
He
first
shouldn't have
base
been in the
at that point
game.
in
McNamara made
He
the
couldn't
wrong
even
call.
bend over. He's all taped up.
Yeah.
That made my high school year very memorable because the Mets won the World
They
Series.
said
the Giants
on the
won
fan
Super
today,
Bowl.
they did that. The coach did that for Buckner as a
Right.
you need to be in the game, and obviously.
But anyway, thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks
We're
for tuning
not
in.
going to go to the Masterpiece with Dinah
We
tonight.
got food
because
right
we got
here.
food right here, but we might stop in for a little coffee and stuff. Thank you again, Paula, Chef Paula, Darren Dillon,
Thank you.
and my
Great
buddies
job.
over here. Great show tonight. We'll see you next week.
We're slapping
week.
hands, popcorn and peanuts. We're working the stands, pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer, the trick of the lips, play ball. Play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball. Play ball. Take off the caps. Time for the song.